When we were picking cotton, we used to see wild geese flying over our heads to some distant land. And we often used to say to each other, "Oh, that we had wings like these geese, then we could fly over the heads of our masters to the land of the free." The character of the slaveholder is to work his slaves very hard so that they may not get up in the night to raise an insurrection or carry off cotton or corn to other masters who trade with slaves at night. The harder we work them, say they, the sounder they will sleep until we blow the horn to put them to work next day. The butterfly and bumblebee and the mosquito hawk fly from blossom to blossom through the cotton fields, enjoying the glorious liberty which is denied to the slaves. "What's wrong?" "Oh, Lich, he'll never let me get my freedom." "But you can buy it. Mr. Henry said so." "But you know what would happen sometime when the master is away? You remember how Lich had Big Buck flogged? After he lie in the sun a while, they whip him again, but when they finished with him, he was dead. Wherever he was overseer, he succeeded in murdering one or more Negroes.
My wife Maggie and I had been aiming ever since our marriage to buy our freedom from Mr. Henry McKee, and he had agreed to it.
Do not let the reader run away with the idea that there was any marriage ceremony, for the poor slaves are debarred that privilege by the cruel hand of their fellow man.
Then that fiery spirit I always admired in her began to come back. Overseers used to make slaves that was with their husbands get up and do as they say. Send husbands out on the farm milking cows or cutting wood, and then he gets in bed with the slave himself. Some women would fight and tussle. Others would be humble for feared of that beating. Us colored women had to go through plenty, I tell you. When the niggas go around singing "Still Away to Jesus," that means there's gonna be a religious meeting that night. The master doesn't like those religious meetings. The white great uncle lends a touch of credibility to the otherwise all-black tale, much in the way that white abolitionists authorized black slave narratives through prefaces and other ancillary materials, and he roots the stories more firmly in the real world.
Yes, sir, a nigga used to sing to nearly everything he did. It was just the way he expressed his feeling and it make him feel relieved. It is a nigga's most joy and his most comfort when he needs all these things. They sing about the joys in the next world and the troubles in this. The Negro songs? I fear that this chapter will prove to many rather uninteresting. What kind of shoes is them you wear? Come together in the morning, that you may walk upon the air. Come together in the morning, and the Lord, these dry bones of mine, and the Lord, these dry bones of mine, shall come together in the morning. If you get there before I do, come together in the morning. Look out for me, I'm coming too. Come together in the morning, and the Lord, these dry bones of mine, and the Lord, these dry bones of mine, shall come together in the morning. Oh, brother, let's go down, let's go down, let's go down. Oh, brother, let's go down, down in the valley to pray. So I went down in the valley to pray, studying about that good old way.
has treated the hymns which have come before him as public property, which he had a right to modify and use according to his own judgment. Omissions, abridgments, alterations, and changes in the arrangement of the stanzas have therefore been made with freedom, wherever it appeared that the piece could thereby be improved, or adapted to the holy cause of emancipation.
Complaining of malicious foes. Psalm 64. Regard, O God, my mournful cry. Preserve my life, to thee I fly. See how oppressors round me swarm. Oh, hide me from the angry storm. Their tongue is like a poisoned dart, their words like arrows pierce the heart. With secret aim they wound the just, and reckless make the deadly thrust. They urge each other on with cheers, and laugh to scorn the trembler's fears. They plot the dreadful snare to lay, for who doth see us? Lo, they say. Justice sought. Psalms 94. Jehovah, God of justice, come shine forth, most righteous God. Come strike the proud oppressor dumb. Arise, lift up thy rod. How long shall slavery, Lord, prevail? How long shall crime abound? How long shall haughty tyrants rail? How long their boasts resound? See, Lord, a helpless race they grind and tread them in the dust. The widow and her babes they bind to feed their cruel lust. Hear how the vile oppressor cries, the Lord will not behold. The God of Jacob will not rise and cast me from this fold. But thou, Jehovah, art to me a lofty, mighty tower, the refuge into which I flee when days of darkness lower.
Girls would put on a spare dress if they had one, and men would put on a clean shirt. Wasn't none of this sinful dancing where you partner off man and woman squeezed up close to one another. That's respectable what the slaves did.
Baker's Darky Plays, a collection of short, humorous plays in blackface suitable for Negro minstrel entertainments. Enters a cow, walks slowly across the stage, and peeks in through the window. The very room 'cause she was in seemed warm from floor to ceiling, and she looked full as rosy again as the apple she was peeling. 'Twas kin of kingdom come to look on such a blessed creature. A dog was blushing by a brook, ain't modester nor sweeter. The cow straightens and clears his throat. He was 6 foot a man, A1, clean grit and human nature. None couldn't quicker pitch a ton nor draw a fur straighter. The cow turns toward audience, throws back shoulders and scratches back of head, pitching hat over eyes. He sparked it with full 20 gals. He squirted 'em, danced 'em, drove 'em. Fussed this one and then that by spells. All is he couldn't love 'em. But longer here his veins could run, all crinkly like curled maple. The side she brushed felt full of the sun as a south slope in April. She thought no voice had such a swing as his in the choir. My, when he made Old Hundred ring, she knew the Lord was nigh. It was none of their business whom I belonged to. I was trying to belong to myself.